English 12. Unit 2 Urbanization. Getting started plus vocabulary.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi. Đừng quên nhấn nút đăng ký và nút bật thông báo để cập nhật các thông tin mới nhất của kênh nhé.
Hi, Lon.
Hello, Nam. Do you know if our geography teacher has fixed the date for our presentation on urbanization?
It's next Friday. It's time we finalize the content. How long should we talk?
Well, it is recommended that the presentation be no more than 15 minutes. There is also a 5-minute Q&A session.
Well, we'd better work together or we might not prepare well for it.
You're right. I think we should start with the definition of urbanization and perhaps mention some of its causes, such as lack of resources in rural areas and better work opportunities in urban areas.
I agree. But before we provide the definition, we should show some thought-provoking photos to illustrate urbanization in our country. Visuals will grab the attention of our audience and keep people engaged.
That's a great idea. I'll start looking for some interesting images. What about the body of our presentation? We have a lot of information.
Yes, there's a lot to say, but I suggest that we focus on its advantages and disadvantages.
I agree. We should also provide some examples.
Yes, this will help listeners to understand our points better.
Our geography teacher also advised that we talk about issues that are familiar and important to our classmates.
So, do you think we should stick to urbanization in Vietnam?
Well, this should be the main part as our audience will be very interested in knowing more about it, but we could also mention urbanization in well-known places like the UK and USA where most of the population now lives in urban areas.
Yes, it's important that we talk about how developed countries have solved the urbanization problems and propose some solutions to those in Vietnam.
That would be interesting, but it would make our presentation too long. We shouldn't overload people with information or else they'll just switch off. We could instead mention some solutions and government initiatives in the conclusion.
Well, is it really necessary that we include new information in the conclusion? We should just summarize the main points.
Okay, but we still need to do some research on the solutions. People may ask us during the Q&A session.
I agree. So, shall we start creating the PowerPoint slides then, Anne?
Match the words in box A with the words in box B to form the compound adjectives that are used in the conversation. A. 5. Well. Thought. B. Provoking. Minute. Known. 5-minute. Well known. Thought-provoking. Focus. Talk. Include. Talk. B. 1. It is recommended that the presentation no more than 15 minutes. B. 2. I suggest that we on its advantages and disadvantages. Focus. 3. Our geography teacher also advised that we about issues that are familiar and important to our classmates. Talk. 4. It's important that we about how developed countries have solved the urbanization problems. Talk. 5. Is it really necessary that we new information in the conclusion? Include. Vocabulary. Urbanization. Overload. Industrialization. Agricultural. Switch off. the period of time when a country develops a lot of industries on a wide scale. Industrialization. A population shift from rural to urban areas. Urbanization. Stop paying attention. Switch off. Relating to the practice or science of farming. Agricultural. Give too much information, work, or responsibility. Overload. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the words. 1. The impact of increased has been harmful to the environment and has led to the growth of greenhouse gas emissions. Urbanization. 2. Students can easily their short-term memory with unnecessary information. Overload. 3. The lecture was 2 hours long and boring, so by the end of it, I completely switch off. 4. Before the Industrial Revolution in England, the majority of the population were employed as laborers. Agricultural. 5. The transformation of China into a modern economy started in 1950s through the process of industrialization.
Một tính từ ghép được tạo thành từ hai từ trở lên. Ý nghĩa của nó thường suy luận rõ ràng từ các từ kết hợp. Từ thứ hai thường là một hiện tại phân từ hoặc quá khứ phân từ. Nó được viết bằng dấu gạch ngang hay viết liền như một từ. Well và Bartley có thể kết hợp với quá khứ phân từ để tạo thành tính từ ghép. Chúng ta cũng có thể kết hợp số và một danh từ số ít để tạo thành một tính từ ghép.
Match the words in box A with the words in box B to form the compound adjectives.
A. Weather. Well. Long. Year. World. Down. B. Wide. Beaten. Paid. Market. Round. Lasting. Weather-beaten. Well-paid. Long-lasting. Year-round. Worldwide. Down market. Long-term. Fast-growing. Weather-beaten. Well-paid. Up-to-date. Many young people in rural areas don't want to spend their lives on the farm like their weather-beaten parents. They understand that there are better long-term job prospects for them in the city. So they leave their home villages to find well-paid jobs in the fast-growing industrial zones. In the city, young people can also have access to up-to-date facilities and technology.
Nguyên âm đôi được tạo thành bằng cách kết hợp hai nguyên âm trong cùng một âm tiết. Trong đó âm đầu tiên sẽ phát âm dài và rõ hơn so với âm thứ hai. Có 8 nguyên âm đôi trong tiếng Anh.
E, O, oi, ear, I, ow, ear, ur.
A, say. E as in egg and the E as in sheep. E, A. Oi, o, I, oi.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi. Đừng quên nhấn nút đăng ký và nút bật thông báo để cập nhật các thông tin mới nhất của kênh nhé.